from Sam. Please talk about the changes to the Missouri Athletic Commission that it has made for MMA, wrestling, and boxing. Yes, so this a letter was recently sent out by the commission with its executive director Tim Lukanoff signing off on this and alerting those promoters of professional boxing, professional wrestling, full contact karate, pro MMA, and amateur kickboxing that they are going to be increasing the fees for licenses, for permits, and putting a surcharge, a $1 surcharge on all tickets moving forward. These will be going into effect at different dates. I think the permits go into effect at the end of this month, and then the others, I believe, at the beginning of July, if I'm not mistaken. So permits for all of these events will now cost $150 per day per event. To get an amateur license in the state, it will now increase from $30 to $40. To be a second for any of these fights, your license goes from 20 to 30. It's all these like incremental increases that they have made across the board, along with a $1 surcharge on all tickets. And promoters are also required to pay 5% of their gate to the commission. And the defense by the commission is stating that their office has seen a decline in yearly revenue, and this is a necessity on their part. It's pretty much just stating, listen, we need this money. And it's a huge burden on these promoters. If like we're talking, especially at the amateur level, but like non like UFC, non WWE, like you're working at like such low margins that this increase, it is already like a taxing role to promote combat sports, professional wrestling at the regional level. So tacking on these costs, it's going to be very prohibitive when the margins are so slim as it is that this could be the difference between some of a small profit versus a small loss. And I'm sure many promoters are already operating at a loss. Like independent wrestling, like it requires a certain passion to run this stuff. You are not getting rich in this field. So it becomes very restrictive for a lot of these promoters to continue this, where so much of these fees, all of this is tied up, and it's just the cost just to put on an event that it's very difficult. And of course, the question becomes like how this influences a major company. Like we just saw the WWE run the Royal Rumble in Missouri. Are they going to come to a state where they have to pay $1 off every ticket they sell? That's a significant amount of revenue that WWE is forking over. Why are we going to Missouri when we can take this to Michigan, to California, to another place where we are not going to have to go through this red tape? And often it's the biggest companies that sometimes do not have to go by the guidelines of the commission. So certainly this is something to look deeper into. I was just reading about it this morning, but I totally understand the peril that a lot of these promoters are facing here, that this is just dropped upon their laps. It's not like this was any kind of negotiation. There was no vote for this, to my understanding. It was just, this is the announcement we are making. And it's tough. Like, listen, a commission, it's underfunded, but should that problem fall upon the promoters? Like, this is a government run organization, and me as the promoter, I'm sorry. Like, I don't feel I should have to foot that bill, but that's essentially what they are being pushed into, that you want to run here, these are the terms that you are going to have to play by. But thanks for asking that question, Sam, because that's an intriguing story to follow.